What's up, and welcome to today's pre-match preview between Leicester and Chelsea in the Premier League. After the devastating loss on the weekend in the FA Cup final, this is a huge game in our season, potentially season-defining. It is a must-win, and we must bounce back and make sure we keep the top four and Champions League hopes in our own hands. After Alisson's last second winner against West Brom, Liverpool have moved only 3 points behind us in the table and equal on goal difference. So if we drop points in this game, they have a chance to hop us in the table, which means we'll move down to fifth outside of the Champions League places. I think it is imperative that Tuchel gets the team selection right for this game, as I think in the Arsenal game and the Leicester game on the weekend, some of the selections I would say contributed to the loss. For example, Zuma against Arsenal, Alonso against Leicester. So I think he really has to get the selection right for this game to give us the best chance of getting 3 points and securing that top four. Our impenetrable defense has also started to show signs of cracking over these last few games, which means we must get the offensive selections right. We can't be wasting any more chances. We need the players on the pitch who are going to make the decisions, be decisive. We can't be relying on winning games 1-0 and keeping a clean sheet every game now, which is starting to show when we go behind. We're unable to then break down the sitting defenses. For example, against Leicester, playing the two slower wing backs meant they were unable to bomb forward. So we're playing more of a 5 at the back than a 3 at the back against once we conceded the sitting Leicester defence, which meant we were only attacking with 3 really, because Kante and Kovacic weren't offering much offensively, and Aspi and Alonso were not getting up and down the line quick enough to really be offering any danger. So I think it's imperative that we get the team selection right for this game to give us the best chance of securing the 3 points and locking in the best chance of getting top four and keeping it in our own hands. Now for the team selection. Obviously, in goal is a no-brainer. Gonna go with Mendy. As improved as Kepa has been, I still don't think when he plays there that the defense is confident in midfield, I guess. But Jorginho against Arsenal, it's not a slight on him, but every time he's in there, even if it's not his fault, something tends to go wrong. At right back, I've gone with Reece James. The most important thing, I think, for Reece when playing at right back is that he doesn't play too slow. Every time he plays slow, he looks to pass backwards. He doesn't go forwards. He offers as little as Asp does there, but when he's on form and he's looking to go forward, he drives, he uses his strength, his pace, his power, I think he's incredibly hard to handle. And I would go for him over Callum just because I think we're going to need a little bit more defensive solidity there. And also Callum's performance against Arsenal off the bench was a bit lackluster. Whereas Reece, I think barring the mistake against Leicester, had a great game. I know he's playing centre-back, but I think he had a great game there, barring the mistake, of course, which eventually led to the goal. At right centre-back, I've gone with Christensen. I'm pretty sure he should be fit. Tuchel said that he did have to drop 2 players from the squad, which I'm assuming means that Christensen and Kovacic will be back for the game. I think every time he plays, we look a lot more solid defensively. I think our record with him playing at the back, I'm not sure exactly what it is, but I think we have like an 80% clean sheet rate with him at the back. And besides the Man City game where he made the mistake that eventually led to the Sterling goal, I think he's been potentially one of our most improved players under Tuchel, and I think our form dropping off since he's been injured has in these last 2 games is not a coincidence, and I think it'd be great to have him back for this game. Central centre-back is a bit of a no-brainer. I've gone with Thiago Silva. He's the leader of the back line. Every time he plays, bar West Brom, we look more solid with him in there. I think he's just a no-brainer. He has to start for me. Left centre back is another one of our most improved players on the Tuchel. I would say maybe arguably our best one is Rudiger. He didn't quite look himself against Leicester on the weekend. However, his form under Tuchel so far this season has just been incredible. And yeah, he has to start this important game. Left back is Ben Chilwell. What a performance and what a difference he made off the bench against Leicester. Grabbed what we thought was the equalising goal until it was cruelly disallowed by VAR. Potentially rightly so, I don't know. Those ones are tight and I don't even want to get into them. But yeah, he has to start. He just offers so much more energy, pace, width than Alonso. All Alonso has over him, I would say, is finishing. And as far as I'm concerned, that's not exactly what I need from a left wing back. So yeah, he has to start against his former club, and hopefully he can put in just as good a performance as he did off the bench on the weekend. The two centre mids I've gone with are Kante and Kovacic. Obviously, Kante, no-brainer, probably our best player. But Kovacic, I believe he's back. I don't know if he's going to be fit enough to start. If he is, I would definitely start him. Jorginho has looked like pre-Tuchel Jorginho these last two games. He's been slow, a little bit sloppy, getting caught out more often than not. So I would play Kovacic because Jorginho has been looking sloppy. And also, we just have to get as many games into him as possible before the Champions League final to leave him in the fittest possible state. And given that there's only 2 games left, I think he has to start this one. And if he performs well, he also has to start on the weekend against Villa, and you potentially rest Kante for that one if we win today. The left 10, as Tuchel likes to put it, I would start Pulisic. I think he probably should have started the FA Cup final, seeing as what he did last year in the final against Arsenal, and just his ability. He's the only one in our team who has the ability to drive, and we saw that when he came on against a sitting defence. No one was able to take on a man, beat a man, except for him. Obviously, he wasn't able to score a goal or grab an assist or anything, but I thought he looked the liveliest besides maybe Mason in the game. And I would start him over Timo because in that game, Timo just looked tired. He looked knackered, slow. He wasn't offering anything. He wasn't pressing well. I'm not sure. I've always been a huge Timo defender, but that game, he just wasn't offering the things that he's been offering this season. Even when he hasn't been finishing, he's been pressing hard. He's been working hard, running in behind. But I didn't see any of that on the weekend against Leicester. He just looked slow, tired, and off the pace. So I would start Pulisic. We need his directness. We need his ability to take on a man, potentially break down a sitting defence if they decide to do that again. So for me, he's got to start. Right attacking mid, I think it has to be Mason. He was our only attacker that started the game against Leicester that looked lively at all, although that's not really saying much. Is really flat performance from everyone in general. He's a stalwart of the team. I think he gives it his all every single game. He presses well. His press is an integral part of our game plan, and I think without Werner starting up front as well, who also presses and works extremely hard, I think you have to play Mason. I don't think you can play Pulisic, Ziyech, and who I have at striker. I don't think you'll get the work rate you need. So Mason, he's got to start for me. And I'd start him on the right-hand side. I'm not entirely sure why when Pulisic and Mount start together. Pulisic plays on the right and Mount plays on the left. I think all of Pulisic's best games have come on the left, and I think most of Mount's best games playing in those 2-10 roles have come on the right. So I'm not sure why they switch when they play together. And up top, I've gone with Havertz. I know he was poor against Arsenal. Probably still should have scored. He definitely should have scored the first at the beginning of that game. Against Fulham, against Palace, against Real in the second leg, he was exceptional. And I think he won bad game, but now he needs to bounce back, get back to the pre-Arsenal form. And he just offers something different. I think he offers an underrated part of his game is his aerial ability. We saw that against Madrid. He was a great outball. I think he offers just as much aerially as Giroud. I know it's going to be a quite outlandish statement, but I think he offers as much in the air as Giroud, and he offers way more. He has the pace, he has the touch, the control, the poise. He drops into the hole, he moves around, he drags defenders, and I think he just offers a whole lot more than Giroud. Tammy, I would give Tammy a go, but there's just no way he starts. I'd be surprised if he even makes the bench at this current moment. But yeah, I would definitely go with Havertz over Giroud. That's the 11 I would go for this game. Hopefully the Leicester players have been celebrating and boozing all weekend and all night, so they're not 100% sharp for this game. I think 3 points is an absolute must-win game, season-defining. If we don't win this, then the Champions League final has a hell of a lot more weighting on it. So let's get it done tonight, get the 3 points, and then move on to Villa, confirm top 4, and then win the big one, the Champions League against City. If you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys tomorrow or the day after for the match review of the Leicester-Chelsea game.